As I started my fourth decade of bow hunting, I was really excited to get in the tree, but there was a lot of stuff going on in 2013, a lot of changes happening. The biggest change is that neither one of my boys were in the house, so didn't have a filming partner. This fall also included a trip out to Colorado to see our daughter Ashley, who lives in Denver. We spent a day at Garden of the Gods and had a great time, and catching up with Ashley, and 24 hours of time in the car with my wife was a good thing as well. Filling several Saturdays this year were trips to see my oldest son, Drew, running in cross country for Central. They had an amazing year last year, finishing 12th in the country.
Go Drew!
So they won their second conference championship this year, went on and did extremely well at regionals, and capped it off with a number 6 in the nation finish this year, so that was a lot of fun. My youngest son, Dakota, started at ISU this fall, which was a big adjustment for my wife and I as we became empty nesters for the first time. Dakota spends a lot of time on Saturdays watching football games, and even got to be just a little bit of a celebrity with the Texas game this year. He was on ESPN and even quoted by the announcer. So with no kids at home, it was an adjustment for my wife and I. Biggest place I saw that was the evening meal, where it was just the two of us sitting down for dinner. That was a big family time for us, was meal time, and we were getting used to that, but it's also exciting to see the kids growing up and becoming adults and doing their own thing. So I wasn't sure what the 2013 hunting season was going to bring, but as we did last year, we got together and talked about when we could hunt this year, and we settled on November 9th and 10th. We'd done the same thing last year, and that worked out really well. I was able to film Drew take his first buck kill on video. So Drew and I connected up with Dakota, and he was able to join us on the 9th and 10th of November as well. So they each arrived Friday night, and we quickly began packing gear and making plans. Dakota decided that he'd like to film. We'd been to Drew and I had been to the Outreach Outdoors film school during the summer and kind of talked about stories that we wanted to tell. And Dakota wasn't able to attend that, so didn't feel like he had a good jump start on the story. So he said he would film me, and since I had a story that I wanted to tell. So Saturday morning we were up at 3:30, out the door by 4, and all our peanut buttered sandwiches loaded up in our packs and our bagels and peanut butter for the trip down, and we were off and rolling. Dakota and I packed up and headed out. Dakota and I are headed into this spot. We're going to be in the same tree that Drew shot his buck last year. Unlike last year, we're going to have 2 bows and 2 tags, so if a big one walks in after I shoot, Dakota can switch up and take it. So hopefully we do well today. Well, it's a little after 7 o'clock. Dakota and I just got set up here. So beautiful day, about 41. Supposed to get windier throughout the day, which is not much fun, but we're gonna see what happens during the rut. Well, it's about 9 o'clock, and little 6 points, all we've seen all morning. So this could be a great rut stand, but not when the wind's howling. These deer are not moving in here, but you never know when you catch wind cruising. But it was a slow day. We just were not seeing deer. It was kind of frustrating. But we kept having good conversations in the tree and talking about hunts past and so forth, and having a good time. Well, it's 1 o'clock. That little 3-point wasn't much to look at. He did go over there and chase a doe, but we haven't seen a deer since. Did see that big flock of turkeys. They're down over the hill behind us here. So, I don't know. This top ridge and the wind just must not be working out. So it was a long day. We even tried some rattling, but I'm not sure that could be heard very far over the wind. It was really picking up in the afternoon. So anyway, we were talking about hunting and so forth, and all of a sudden I said, I heard a grunt. And Dakota looked up and said, there he is. Hey. Can you believe that just... Oh my God. My hands. My arms are... No. I just said, well, we haven't had much for deer hunting all day. It's been great to be with you this day. All of a sudden we're talking about the day and what we're going to do tomorrow. All of a sudden I said, air grunt. Dakota says, there he is. Yeah, shakes are coming. Typical rut can be boring as heck all day long. And you never know what's going to walk by.
He's a giant. That's giant. A pig. An absolute monster. There's nowhere else in the world I would rather be right now than in this stand with my dad.
This season was whatever it was going to be. It was mostly about spending time outdoors when I could and with the boys when that worked out. And this was kind of the weekend for that. So I just thank God for such good boys and getting to spend time with them. I just ask God right now that that's a fatal hit. Please, God, just let him go down. Let it be a quick kill. Let's find him tonight. Got decent blood so far. We haven't gone 40 yards, but so if it keeps getting better, we'll stay on him. If not, we'll get our stuff, take it out, and come back in a couple hours. It's getting better. Right there. Oh, thank you, Lord. Dakota and I sat in that tree all day, and we saw very little. We're about giving up. In fact, we were talking about tomorrow, and Dakota and I were talking about what a good day we had today, and we talked about moving. And I said, well, Dakota, if it works out, they'll call us persistent. If it doesn't work, they'll call us stubborn. I'm going with persistent. Oh, what a year. All kinds of things going on. Dakota off to college. Drew more than halfway through college. Ashley off to Denver. But, wow, I am blessed. Thank you, Lord.
Congrats, Dad. That was amazing, and I'm so happy for him, and so happy that I could videotape him shooting this monster. I'm just so blessed to even be sitting there. It's just amazing. Congrats,
Thanks,
Dad.
Thank you. As I reflected on this experience, I realized there was a bigger transition going on here. What was different here was Dakota was the one that was sacrificing. He volunteered to film. I had said I would film him, but he'd missed the Outreach Outdoors video gathering in the summer because he had ISU orientation. So he said he would be the one to film. So what 18-year-old volunteers to film instead of hunt and have the opportunity to kill a big buck? That was Dakota. And he did that out of love for me, and he did it out of love for this Outreach Outdoors ministry and the message that it tries to convey. teach people about God through hunting adventures. And just when I thought this season was as good as it could be, Drew and I headed out for an urban hunt on December 26th. So we headed out and got set up. Actually didn't even get completely set up. First deer came in behind us. I didn't even have my release on, didn't have my binoculars on, hadn't even put my stocking cap on. So deer were coming in fast, and we were basically covered up in deer for the next couple hours. But then that doe headed towards us, so I told Drew that I'd take her if I got a chance. I drew on her and she spooked a little bit, and then I grunted for some reason to try to get her stopped, but that actually spooked her more, and she took off running out of there. So it kind of looked like everything was over. All the deer were leaving the field, and but there was one left in the field, and he was the one that Drew and I both commented earlier that he was the biggest bodied buck. He was standing there, and I gave him a snort wheeze, and boy, that really got his attention, and he went into kind of stare down mode. Like a hard shot, a little low, touch further than I thought it was. So just hoping he went down there and died. I spent about 2 hours or a little more. I think we're gonna get down, try to sneak out of here, walk that hillside, maybe glass, and see if we can see where he is. Slip through here, head out, and see if we can see him. We know he's right down there, about 150 yards. What a blessed year. There's a lot of transitions going on in life. Drew's a junior in college now, so still watching a lot of sports with him running. But certainly don't get to see him that much. And then Dakota went off to college. He's a freshman at Iowa State. So, and then actually our oldest daughter's out in Colorado, so we rarely get to see her. So no kids around, and empty nesters for my wife and I, which means quiet nights at the table, just the two of us. So the boys and I picked out some weekends we could hunt, and November 9th worked. So that one went really, really well. As you saw earlier on the video, that was just a tremendous buck. So with all the transitions going on in my life, I think the biggest transition is moving from a parent where the kids need you a lot to more of a friend of your kids, and kids doing things for you. So that was really selfless for Dakota to volunteer to film, and Drew didn't even do the urban certification this year. He could be out here hunting, but he thought that was an opportunity to do some filming of me since I had a buck tag. So, and then here the day after Christmas, think about a lot of sacrifice. My kids sacrifice. I mean, I sacrificed for my kids for a lot of years. Now they're sacrificing for me. But the greatest sacrifice was a couple thousand years ago, and I won't look at either one of these bucks without thinking about that.